Okay, rookie minicamp is over, and there's some takeaways, and there's some guys that really have an opportunity to make the team and really make an impact. So, of course, we know the guys that we drafted, Laporta, Campbell. We've been watching them, seeing how they do. But there's an undrafted free agent that really showed out in rookie minicamp, and it's a position that we really need. So let's talk about it right now. So the player that I like, just because it was a need, was at corner. So we missed out on, or we didn't go for Witherspoon. We missed out on him. Seahawks took him before we could get to him. Not sure if we were going to go for him or not. And then Gonzalez, there were some blue chip corners in the class that we didn't end up with. And so I've really been watching that to see who do we get undrafted free agent wise. And this is one of the players that stood out in rookie minicamp. So let's take a look at him. It's Starling Thomas the fifth. I think that's fifth. UAB. Check this guy out. He won state track titles, 100, 200, and 400 in high school. Laser timed at 4.3. Okay, speed's there. Size 5'10", 190, good. His speed shows up on the football field too when he's covering quick slot receivers, or he can carry receivers deep. Here's what I love about him. He's feisty, strong, and instinctive, just like Witherspoon. Witherspoon was like this, a little bit bigger, played against some better competition, of course, but Thomas has that ability to be fast and physical, played in man, zone, and off ball. His size can be used in a lot of different places. So the reports out of rookie minicamp was this guy just was a cut above, excelled at all special teams drills. He's a special teams ace. And so that's how he could kind of find his way on the team. Then also he could be, contribute at corner. So here's a video. It's a little grainy, but in this drill, the receiver comes here, stops, and you don't know if he's going to go back this way. You don't know if he's going to go down or turn and keep going. So he has three ways he can go. And just look how far away he is in his closing speed when it's time to get there. So he's about 5 yards off, and you don't know which direction he's going to go. Sorry, the video's not working. Here we go. I'll just play it out. He's 5 yards off. Don't know which way he's going to go. Comes back this way. Closing speed's there. Boom. So it's a small clip, right? I get that. But my point is this guy can actually do some things that's really good. And he was thought to go 5th, 6th round. Again, this is somewhat of a steal. We get him as an undrafted free agent, comes into rookie minicamp, does exactly what we need. This is a guy we have to keep our eye on because corner, remember, we made a significant investment there, but we lose Okuda. Jerry Jacobs is good. He's ready to go. Emmanuel Mosley, though, is a player that we got in free agency, but he's still hurt. Don't know where he's going to be at. So we still have a need for just corner depth. I mean, and then in special teams is a place where you can absolutely do that. So that goes on top of his ability. So we need special teams. We need corner depth. And then he's also played offense as well. I'm not saying he's going to play offense in the NFL, but this guy's a weapon and he's a playmaker. And so I love that from the defensive back field to be a playmaker. You have to be. So let's take a look at some other thing here. He goes as a part, right, as a piece to our entire offseason. And so several analysts, and this is from Pride of Detroit, believe Detroit had one of the best NFL off seasons. Here's a couple things I want to point out. We talked about the secondary. Emmanuel Mosley coming off the injury. Sutton, okay, good. Jerry Jacobs, good. CJ Gardner-Johnson, good. But who's going to emerge as the depth piece that we need? These guys are not going to play every single game all year. We're going to need depth pieces. We need to identify that. And that's why I like Starling Thomas out of UAB. But let's go on here. Look at this. David Montgomery, I love him in place of Jamal Williams. And then you get John Kaminsky, Alex Anzalone. And then they drafted in an unorthodox way with Jahmyr Gibbs. So here's what Louis Riddick was saying. Jahmyr Gibbs combined with David Montgomery might be, Jahmyr Gibbs is a rookie, hasn't played yet, but that could turn into the best backfield in the NFL. I am just so convinced that Montgomery is going to be really good. He is good. He's the same size as Jamal Williams. Think about that for a second. Jamal seems like this big bruising back. It's just because Jamal's doesn't have lateral movement and is slow and has got a straight line. David Montgomery's quicker, can go side to side. I think he's a huge upgrade. And I think he's been playing behind a bad offensive line that can't figure out what they want to do offensively in Chicago. He comes here where, if you remember, we had wide open running lanes for both Jamal Williams and Swift. Williams not fast enough to hit it. Swift would miss holes. We saw it repeatedly in Hard Knocks. We saw it in games. It's just like every time he comes off, Deuce Staley was there to talk to him every single time, like coaching him. I think that's another reason he got traded. He gets injured. He's not that explosive, and he just messes up. So our backfield's much, much better. Also, safety, Brian Branch and Jack Campbell. Defensively, look at what we just did there. Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Sutton, Mosley, and Gardner Johnson are all new into that backfield. And then you combine that with a Starling Thomas, some of these other guys that undrafted free agents, see who emerges. I think we're going to be really, really good. And then, hey, PFF comes out and they gave Detroit an A- or an A. Overall, I think the Detroit Lions have one of the best off seasons. Combine their free agency with the draft. He said they did exactly what you're supposed to do, which is, let's prop this thing up in free agency. Let's make sure we don't have to force draft picks. So we bring in these guys in the secondary. Now we don't have to spend the number 6 overall on a corner just because we need a starting corner. You can play the board. And by the way, I love seeing the Detroit Lions grab needs. Everyone talks about best player available. I get that, but we are beyond that. When you're rebuilding a franchise like we were the first couple of years, or back when the Jim Schwartz era, you just grabbed Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley. You just grab them. I don't even know whether, I'm not sure what we even need. They are that elite. Now we actually have some needs where it's like, hey, we've got a base players, we've got players, but we've got a couple more needs, and we can actually make a little bit of a run here at the division. Not only the division, but I don't know. It's like, can you make a run in the playoffs? Well, that's what we can find out because we went and addressed the needs that we had. So overall, I think this is an incredibly good sign that you've got players like Starling Thomas that you're able to pick up as undrafted free agents that were supposed to be 5th rounders that have incredible speed, athleticism, they're physical, versatility, all those things that they can actually play and contribute on your team, along with the rest of the things that we did this offseason. I'm just very confident that the Lions are going to be much improved. I mean, how can you not think that we're going to be even better than we were last year? And it's really exciting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this guy, and we will see all of you on the next one.